Welcome back to the Smelly Tele. Today we're learning how to play Never Been to Spain by Three Dog Night. This is a cool song. It's in the key of E and it's a 1-4-5 progression. If you want to get the tabs for this song, you can head over to the Patreon. You can go ahead and download these and look at them as you're following along with today's lesson. And in today's lesson, we're going to be learning how to play the solo and the intros just like the record, like we normally do. But during the choruses and that first verse where the band comes in, it's pretty tough to hear exactly what the guitar player is doing. The mix between the piano and the guitar is really tight, and the organ's in there too, so I hear a lot of different things going on, but exactly what he's doing, I'm not 100% sure. But I will give you some suggestions of what to play. This is what I would do if I were playing it live, so you'll have something to work on and something to play with when you get to the choruses and you go jam with your buddies. Please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps me continue to make more guitar lesson videos for you. That's enough talking. Let's go play some guitar. First licks for Never Been to Spain sound like this. That's in the A. Then we're going to go down to E. Back up to playing over the A chord. This is just repeating twice. Down to the E chord. Okay, and to play that, we're just playing a double stop. It's the 9th fret of the G, 9th fret of the high E. And we're going to slide those both down to the 7th fret. Then we're going to play the 6th fret of the G and the 5th fret of the high E. And those three positions on the neck here all together sound like this. Okay, and that same pattern, that same fingering and spacing, we're going to take that down. We're going to play this in our E position. This is over the E chord, starting on the 4th fret of the G, 4th fret of the high E. And we're going to play that double stop, slide it down to the 2nd fret. Then we're going to play the 1st fret of the G and an open E. And this repeats twice. Say the ladies are insane there, and they should know how to use it. Then he's going to sing, they don't abuse it, and you're going to hear these licks. Alright, all that is we're playing the 5th fret of the B string, 7th fret of the high E. Move that 5th fret B down to the 4th fret, 7th fret of the high E again. Then we're going to go down to the open A, play the 5th fret of your high E, 2nd fret B string, play the 2nd fret again and hammer on the 3rd fret this time. Then we're going to play this 3rd fret and we're going to pull it off to the 2nd fret. Then we've got an open E, and we're pulling back the lick we learned from before. And that's the 4th fret G, 4th fret high E. Slide down to the 2nd fret, and then the 1st fret G, open high E. Okay, that line all together. 2, 3, they don't abuse it. Well, I've never been to... Here's the next line, sounds like this. But I kinda like the Beatles. Okay, those licks. I've never been to England. We're gonna play the open A, 2nd fret of the D string, G string 2nd fret, back to the 2nd fret of the D string, 4th fret G string, down to the 2nd fret of the G string. But I kinda like the open E string. Then we're going to play the 2nd fret of the A, and then the 4th fret of the D string. And then the 2nd fret of the D. Okay, that line all together. Well, I've never been to England, but I kinda like the Beatles. Then the next line is, well, I headed for Las Vegas, only made it out to Needles. Okay, in that line there, we're just playing the open A, 2nd fret of the G, 2nd fret D string, hammer on the 4th fret, 2nd fret of the G string, 2nd fret D, and then the 4th fret G, and then open A again. Then we're going to go to the E chord. You're going to play your open E, 2nd fret D, 2nd fret A, 2nd fret D. Then we got the 2nd fret A, 4th fret D, to the 2nd fret of the D. Okay, that line all together is, well, I headed for Las Vegas, only made it out to Neve. Alright, the next line sounds like this. Can you feel it? Okay, to play that, we're opening up kind of with a B shape. We're stealing from our G shape, moving that up to the B position. So you got the 7th fret of the low E, 4th fret G string, hammer on from the 4th fret of the D up to the 6th fret, G string, 4th fret, 4th fret D, and then the 6th fret G string, 4th fret G. Then we go down to the A. You're going to play an open A, 2nd fret of the G, 2nd fret D, hammer on the 4th fret, 2nd fret G. Now we're going to slide the 4th fret of the A string up to the 5th fret, back down to the 4th fret, then an open E. Play the 2nd fret A, 2nd fret D, it's a double stop. 2nd fret of the D string, and then the 4th fret of the D string, down to the 2nd fret, and then we're going to end with just a E power chord, the open position. Okay, that all together. Can you feel it? Must be near it. Feels so good. Feels so good. Then we're on to the next line, and in here it gets difficult to hear what the guitarist is doing the entire time. So this is kind of my interpretation. It's intended to give you some ideas on what you could play over an A chord, E chord, and a B chord, but it is not exactly what you hear on the record.
Do you have a question?
I have a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
But if I were to play this live, this is what I would be playing. So what I hear is, well, I've never been to heaven. Okay, so that line is just the open A. You're going to play your chords, 2nd fret D, G, and B string all together. Then you're going to play the 2nd fret of the D, 4th fret G, 2nd fret G, open A again, strum your chord, hammer on the 2nd fret of the D to the 4th fret, 2nd fret G, 4th fret G, back down to the 2nd fret of the G. Then we switch to the E chord, and we're going to play the power chord just on the A and D string, 2nd frets. It's a double stop. 2nd fret A to the 4th fret D, 2nd fret D, and that's the end of this line. So let's take that line all together. Well, I've never been to heaven. Then moving on to the next line here. Okay, that's very similar to what we just learned. So over, oh, they tell me I was born there, you're going to play an open E. And then you're going to hammer on from the 2nd fret of the A to the 4th fret. 2nd fret D, 4th fret D, down to the 2nd fret. And then we're in the A chord. Tell me I was born there, strum your chord. 2nd fret D, 2nd fret G, 2nd fret B, then the 2nd fret of the D to the 4th fret of the G, down to the 2nd fret. This is just what we learned before. Moving on to the next side, it's open A, strum your chord, hammer on from the 2nd fret to the 4th fret of the D string, 2nd fret G, 4th fret G, back down to 2nd fret, then an open E, strum that power chord, 2nd fret A, 2nd fret D, double stop, 2nd fret A to the 4th fret of the D, 2nd fret D. Moving on to the next line, it's the same pickup from before. And then you're going to hear him sing, in Oklahoma, not Arizona, what does it matter? Okay, so same pickup from before. We got the open E, double stop on the A and the D string, 2nd fret. Hammer on the 2nd fret of the A to the 4th fret, 2nd fret D, 4th fret, down to the 2nd fret. Then we're up to the B chord, 7 on the E string, low E. And then you're going to play the 4th fret on the D, G, and B strings. Hammer on from the 4th fret to the 6th fret of your D string, 4th fret G, 6th fret G, 4th fret G. Down to the A chord, open A, strum your chord on the 2nd fret. This is 2nd fret D, G, and B. Then hammer on the D string from the 2nd fret to the 4th fret. 2nd fret G, 4th fret G, down to the 2nd fret. And then we're going to finish out the lick on our E string. Power chord, strum out the 2 on the A and D string. 2nd fret A, 4th fret D. 2nd fret D. And then you can play your power chord, your open E power chord, to end the line. And then we go into the guitar solo. Okay, and the first line of the guitar solo sounds like this. Okay, and to play that, we're just starting on the 9th fret of our D string, 11th fret, 9th fret of the G. Give the 11th fret of the G a full bend and release it. Then give the 11th fret another full bend, but we're going to pre-bend that and we're going to release it to the 9th fret of the G, 11th fret D, 11th fret G, 9th fret G. Then we're going to give the 11th fret a full bend, play the 12th fret of the high E, and play the 11th fret of the G again and release that bend to the 9th fret of the G. Then we're going to drop down to the open E chord position. We're going to hammer on from the 1st fret of the G string to the 2nd fret, open E, and then the 1st fret of the G. That 1st fret is on the next line of the song here. All right, and that line all together sounds like this. 2, 3, 4, 1. The next line of the solo sounds like this. Okay, and to play that, we are sliding from the A string, 2nd fret to the 4th fret. Then we're going to play the 2nd fret of the D, and then we're going to immediately slide from the 4th fret to the 6th fret. So I want to stop here and make sure that we're getting that slide in there fast enough. So the first A sounds like this, then the D, and I'm going to pull my hand out of the way after I pick it so you can see that a lot of this is done with your left hand. So it's not, it's Okay. Then we're on the G string, sliding from the 4th fret up to the 6th fret. Then the 5th fret of the B string. Give the 7th fret a full bend. Come back down, and you got a 7th fret with a full bend and a release. Back down to the 5th fret. Then we're going to play a partial of the A chord here. We got the 7th fret of the D, 6th fret of the G. We're hammering on to the 7th fret out of this double stop. Then we're going to play the whole chord and hammer on to the 7th fret. We're adding the 5th fret of the B, the 5th fret of the high E. Then we're just going to play the 7th fret of the D and the 6th fret of the G again. Then slide on the A string from the 7th fret up to the 9th fret. Play the 7th fret of the A again. Then we got the 9th fret of the low E, 7th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret of the low E, 7th fret A, 9th fret E, 9th fret of the A string, slide up to the 11th fret, 9th fret of the A, back down to the 7th fret of the A. Then we're going to play the A string on the 9th fret 3 times. On the 4th time, we're going to slide from the 9th fret up to the 11th fret. Then we're going to play a double stop on the D and G strings, 9th fret. Okay, that's a lot of notes there. So let's take that nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, the next line, we're going to slide, we kind of slid into the next line when we did that 9th fret to the 11th fret slide with the double stop. We're going to do that lick 2 more times. So we've got the 9th fret of the A sliding up to the 11th, a double stop, 9th fret D, 9th fret G, and do it again, 9th fret up to the 11th fret on the A string, and then the double stop. Then we're going to play the 9th fret of the G twice. We're going to hammer on from the 7th fret to the 8th fret of the G string. 9th fret D. Slide from the 8th fret of the G up to the 11th fret. Get the 11th fret of the high E up to the 12th fret of the high E 3 times. Then the 14th fret G and B string double stop. 9th fret of the D string, 11th fret, 9th fret G. Then we're going to hammer on for the 9th fret to the 11th fret, back down to the 9th fret. We're going to play a double stop on the G string and B string, hammering on to the 10th fret. Play this double stop here again, 9th fret G, 10th fret B. Then we're going to get the whole A-shape E chord. This is the 9th fret of the D, 9th fret of the G, 9th fret of the B. Okay, so we're going to take this solo all together. We're going to play the 3 notes on our 9th fret of the A string. So we're going to start with those, okay? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, let's take that guitar solo nice and slow all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, one more time at full speed. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, that's all the parts for Never Been to Spain. You can use a lot of these licks for the remaining part of the song. It's all chorus, so you can use what I taught you, or you can play around with those. But that's the basic pieces. Well, I've never been to Spain.